Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter linear functions. The lessons we're going to cover today are: find the slope from an equation, graph a line using slope, write a linear function, and then identify linear and nonlinear functions. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So we're going to start with grade 7 math. Here I am on the chapter linear functions. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is find the slope from an equation. Let's just start with the first example, that is find the slope of the line. The line is y equals negative 2x plus 3 over 2. So you need to find the slope. You are given the equation. How do you find? Yeah, we know the equation of the slope is y equals mx. The equation of the slope is, here it is, y equals mx plus b, right? You need to compare both the equations. The general form is y equals mx plus b, and the equation you are given now is y equals negative 2x plus 3 by 2. So when you compare both the equations, see here the coefficient of x is m and here the coefficient of x is negative 2. So m equals negative 2, right? And that is b equals 3 by 2. So that means m is the slope of the equation. That means the slope is negative 2. That means the slope is negative 2. Got it? So that means you just have to compare the given equation with the general form of the equation. The coefficient of x is the slope. Got it? Find the slope of the line y equals 3 by 2x minus 1 over 3. So you just have to compare this equation with the general form of the slope, that is y equals mx plus 2. That is the equation, right? So when you compare both the equations, m is 3 over 2, that is the slope, and b is 1 over 3, that is the y-intercept. B is the y-intercept, m is the slope. So m equals 3 over 2. The correct option is option number 2, that is 3 by 2. Y equals 1 over 4x. So the coefficient, the basic thing is the coefficient of x is the coefficient of x is the slope. So that means the slope equals 1 over 4. Find the slope of the line y equals 4x minus 6. So which is the slope of the line? The slope of the line is 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Just 1 minute. Okay, leave it. Y equals negative 1 over 3x plus 2 over 7. So which is the slope? That is negative 1 over 3. The slope is negative 1 over 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Find the slope of the line, that is y equals 8 over 3x plus 9 over 2. So which is the correct option? That is 8 over 3, right? The correct option is option number 2, that is 8 over 3. Find the slope of the line y equals 9 by 7x plus 3 over 8. So which is the correct option? That is 9 over 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Find the slope of the line y equals negative 2 over 3x. So which is the correct option? That is negative 2 by 3. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Graph a line using slope. Let's just start with the lesson. Graph the line that has a slope of 7 and includes the point. So you are given the slope and the point. You have to graph this line, right? So the slope is 0, 0. The first thing you need to, the slope is 0, 0, and then the slope is 7. So that means that is 7 over 1. So you need to move up 7 point and you need to move right 1 point. So first thing is to point the slope. Here is the slope. That is 0, 0. That is the slope. You have to move up 7 point and right 1 point. So you need to join these 2 points and make a line. So here is the graph of the equation. So basically you have to plot the slope and you have to point the slope and the point. And then join these 2 points and make a line. Let's just start with the test questions. Graph the line that has a slope of 4 and includes the point 0.05. So you are given the slope that is 4 and the point that is 0.5, right? So the first thing you need to see is slope and the point is 0.5. So you are given two of the graphs. Let's see which graph has the point 0 and 5. Here you have 0, 0. That isn't the point, that isn't the graph. Here is the point that is 0 and 5, that is the point 0.5, and the slope is 4, that means 4 over 1. So you need to move up 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and move right 1 point. So you need to join these 2 points and make a line. So option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 2. So the correct option is option number 2. You just have to see if the graph has the 2 points. The first one is the point given in the question and the slope. Graph a line that has a slope of 1 over 9 and includes the point 0.08. So now let's just see, look at this graph. Here is the point 0 and 8. X is 0, y is 8. The slope is 1 by 9. That means you need to move up 1 point and 9 points right. So you need to move up 1 point and 9 right points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So option number 1 is the correct option, right? That is 1 over 9. So option number 1 is the correct option. Graph the line that has a slope of 1 by 2 and includes the point 4, 4. So just look at the graph that has the point 4, 4 and the slope 1 by 2. So the point is 4, 4. This graph doesn't has the point 4, 4. Just look at the other point. Here is the point 4, 4, x4 and y4, right? And then the slope is 1 over 2. So that means you need to move 4 points. The slope is 1 over 2. Now here is 4, 4 point. The slope is 1 over 2, so you need to move up 1 point and right 1 point. You need to move up 1 point and right 2 points. So option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 1. Here is the point 4, 4. You need to move up 1 point and right 2 points. So here is the other point. You need to join these 2 points and make a line. So option number 1 is the correct option. Graph the line that has a slope of 7 and includes the point 0, 0. So here is the point 0, 0. And the slope is 7, so you need to move up 7 points and right point. So option number 2 is the correct option. Select the line that has the slope 1 by 6 and includes the point 0, 2. Here is the point 0, 2 and the slope is 1 over 6. So you need to move up 1 and right 6. So option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next one is write a linear function. Let's just start with the lesson. Look at the graph. What is the equation of the line in slope intercept form? So you have to write down the equation in slope intercept form. That means you need to find two things from the line. The first one is slope and the second one is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the point where the graph is crossing the y-intercept, the y axis. So here is y-axis and here is the point that is crossing the y-axis, so that means that is negative 50. So the y-intercept is negative 50. The other thing is you need to find the slope. Now you have to see if that is 1 point, how the graph is moving up and right one, so that means the slope of this graph is 1. So you have y equals mx plus b. The slope is 1, that is y equals mx plus b, so y equals 1x plus negative 50. The other thing is you can find the slope by finding any 2 points on the graph, right? So here is the way when you have to find points from the graph, you can find a slope that is change in y divided by change in x, right? So the slope is again 1. So the equation is y equals mx plus b. M is 1, so that is y equals x minus 50 because m is 1 and y is negative 50. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Look at this graph. What is the equation in slope intercept form? So here is the graph is starting from the origin. The y-intercept is 0. And now just you can just find 2 points on the graph so that you can find the slope easily. Or the other thing is you have to here is the first point and here is the second point, right? The graph is moving 4 points up and 1 point right. So that means the slope of this graph is 4. So that is y equals 4x. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is the equation y equals 4x. Option number 2 is the correct option. Look at this graph. So the y-intercept is negative 300, right? And here is the other point. You can find another point and you can find the slope, right? Here is the other point. You're moving up 1 point and right 1 point, so that means the slope is 1. So y equals x minus 300. The correct option is, that is y equals x minus 300. Option number one is the correct option. Look at this graph. The y-intercept is negative 3. You need to move up 1 point and right 1 point. That is y equals x minus 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Look at this graph. What is the equation of the line in slope intercept form? So, which is the correct option? Option number 2 is the correct option, that is x minus 100. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is y equals 2x. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is identify linear and non-linear functions. That is not the linear function. The linear function has a straight line, right? So this is not the linear function. That is a non-linear function. Let's just start with the test questions. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? That is not the linear function. That is a non-linear function. Option number 1 is the correct option. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? The graph of the linear function is always a straight line, so that is a linear function. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is linear function. The graph shows a function. If the function linear or non-linear? The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? That is a non-linear function. The graph is a non-linear. Option number 2 is the correct option. Non-linear it is. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? That is the linear function. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is the linear function. The correct option is linear function it is. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? The graph is not a straight line, so then that is the non-linear function. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is non-linear. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? That is the non-linear function. Option number 1 is the correct option. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? That is a linear function, right? The graph is a straight line, so that is a linear function. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we were working on is linear function, and the lessons we have covered today are: find the slope from an equation, graph a line using slope, write a linear function, identify linear and non-linear functions. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So, any questions you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.